Good morning.
Morning, Michael. How are you?
I'm very, very, very much fine. How are you?
I'm good.
Wonderful. So let's just look at US30, then gold, then we'll come to synthetic indices. Right. So US30, I'm on the weekly time frame, as you can see. So on the weekly time frame, I marked this level here. This zone here, this was a very serious resistance for 1, 2, 3, 4. Almost 4 weeks price was restricting this zone, right here. So to me, it's a very, very important zone. It's a very, very important zone. So it was broken here, broken. The market never came back here to retest this zone here. So whenever we have such a level like that on the market, the probabilities of the market coming back to retest such a level, they are always high. They are always high. The probability of the market coming back to retest such a level, they are high. So now, this market now, I feel like this week, these 4 days, which is 4 days, 17 hours left, this market can push and come and touch here. Maybe at the end of the week, reject and close above. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we can have something like this, a push to the downside. Thursday, Friday, then a rejection and price might close above that support area there. That is what I'm currently expecting on the US30. So I'm still expecting price to push a little bit more down before we start going up. So you realize that if you look at it from this perspective, you realize that you begin to realize that this push that happened to the upside, the impulse move, correction, after every correction, we expect another impulse move. So that is why from that zone, I'm expecting price to push all the way to the upside from this zone that I've marked. I'm expecting an impulse move to continue the initial impulse move that we made here. So basically, this whole downtrending move that has been happening ever since this year began, it has simply been a correction according to the weekly time frame on the US30. So I can as well place my trend lines like this. I can as well draw my trend lines to resemble the corrective phase. Impulse, correction, impulse. That is the nature of the market. Impulse, correction, impulse. So the next impulse, I'm expecting it to come and break this high. So if I was going to go all the way up there, I'm expecting it to come and break this high, continue going up there. So meaning for the rest of the 3 months that are left, we might actually experience a bullish market on US30. We might actually experience a bullish market on our US30. So what I was simply saying, it's something like this. Something like this, impulse, correction, impulse. Something like this. This is what we are talking about. So after I've identified my major support and also my channel on the weekly time frame, going down to the daily 4-hour, there I'm simply looking for entry opportunities based on what I've seen on the weekly time frame. I'm simply looking for entry opportunities based on what we have analyzed and seen on the weekly. So this is what I'm seeing. I'm saying that this market has a potential to come here all the way down, my support, which is my trend line as well, before pushing all the way to the upside. So meaning this, for this moment, what I can do is to identify some sell entries based on what I'm seeing right now. So here I can see that this was a support broken. Maybe we can retest there before touching there. We can just go there straightforward. Right, for our time frame, let's see. For our time frame, as you can see, let me just refine the support, which is this level here. That's the support, broken. So maybe we can get a retest to that level before we continue down. Maybe we can get a retest on that level before we continue down, or we'll just continue down straightforward. That's also another trend line that I'm going to use for entries. So just in case it doesn't come here, if it comes there, it's good for us. We'll take sales from there all the way to this level before we do that. Going down to 1 hour time frame. Right, 1 hour time frame, as you can see, we can actually see that the market is still pushing down. Lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. So here we're coming from a level of lower high. This is lower high, right? Lower low is here, right? So we have these two areas here. Lower high, lower low. The best entries that you can enter now for US30 is always after the break of this zone here. We're coming from a lower high. In order for us to continue going down, what we know is that just to come and break this low. Once it breaks this low, we know that it's going to form a lower low. So below here, we're expecting potential sales below this low here. We're expecting potential sales there. Potential sales below here. Right, potential sales below this zone. That's where we're expecting sales, potential sales below this area here. Can you see what I'm saying? I hope you can see the analysis.
Yes,
So even if you apply Fibonacci, you realize that the markets were coming from this swing lower high to this swing lower low. Market is respecting the 38.2 Fibonacci. Market is respecting 38.2 Fibonacci, meaning the market can still push further, still has potential to continue going down. So now if we break this lower low, which tends to be our 0% Fibonacci as well, we can actually enter sales there, targeting this support or this trend line here. Those are the two major targets that I'm looking at, support and the trend line. So going down to 30-minute, 15-minute, there you are simply maybe looking for maybe opportunities to scalp in or to jump into that trade. Right, this is 30-minute. 30-minute, as you can see. Let me remove this. Right, this is 30-minute. 30 minutes, we're coming from this lower high. So now, on 30 minutes now, that is why going down to lower time frames sometimes can give you that chance to maybe jump in earlier. So on 30 minutes, I can see that there's this level of support that was established here. This support can help someone maybe to enter earlier before the break of this support actually. So going down to 15 minutes, which is my final time frame there. 15 minutes, I can see that we have this support here. Once the support is broken, we can actually safely enter sales targeting this support as our first target. Once we break the 0% here, that's when we take more sales targeting -27 support and the trend line as well. So that is what we are currently looking at on the US30. That is our current projection on the US30. That is our current projection. If you check this structure here, it's something like a descending triangle where you're having lower highs maintaining the same lower highs like this. So here it can come and bounce here, come back here, then maybe break. Once it breaks the support, sales can be entered. Once it breaks this one, sales can be entered as well. That is what we're currently looking at on the. So just in case we have a rare scenario whereby we're going to break above here, break here, maybe come back here. If it comes back to this level and respects this level, sales can also be taken here because this is still a lower high. We are still maintaining a bearish market structure. So even if it comes there, we'll simply take our sales from that level there. If it breaks this level and comes to this one, there we also expect maybe a push to the downside from this level, because that is also a significant level that we marked as a level of resistance as well, according to the 4-hour time frame. So that is what I'm expecting on US30. Any questions on US30? Anyone with a question? Anyone with a question? Is it clear?
Yeah, I think it's clear for me.
Okay. So that is it for US30. That is it. Once it breaks here, we enter ourselves. Once we break this one, we enter ourselves. Just simple as that. There you have it. There you have it. So on the daily, you can see that this is the channel, major channel that we have been following, which according to the weekly and the monthly, I said it was simply a retracement. It's simply a retracement or a pullback according to the weekly and the time frame. So after this one, at the bottom here, on the trend line here, somewhere around there, on the trend line, on the support, that's why I'm expecting the market to push up now. So far, we are simply expecting selling opportunities as of now, up until we reach the targets that we have mentioned for US30. Let's look at something else. Let's look at something else. This is gold. Let's see. So gold as well has been downtrending. Let me just remove everything. Gold has been downtrending. If you check, ever since this year began, gold has been downtrending, and it actually formed a double top, as you can see. Double top, left top, right top, double top there. Every double top has a neckline. If you remember what we spoke about last time on gold, there's this neckline here. Neckline. Let's see other levels here. So if you check what is happening on US30, we had a major resistance like this that was broken, then the market is coming almost now towards, it's almost approaching the level now. So same thing that I'm also seeing on gold. If you check, there was this resistance, broken, never retested, market went all the way. Now it's coming down all the way to the level again. So now, same thing that I'm also seeing on gold is the most probably the same thing that happened on US30. So now after the break of this neckline, what we always expect to see is a pullback or a retest into that level, something like this before we come down. That is what I'm seeing on gold according to the monthly time frame. This is according to the monthly time frame. So before it does that now, let's see this immediate level that we might have. There's this immediate zone that we might have where price might come. If you check here, respected there. So it can come there before going maybe to retest that zone there. Let's go down to the weekly. Right, on the weekly, this is the neckline broken there. We are now expecting something like a pullback to happen. So for a pullback to happen, the market must first establish a level of support. Maybe, let's see, around this area here. This market came, broke this area, created support, then continued going. So maybe it can come also on the area here before going all the way up. Because check, we are downtrending. This is downtrending. We are forming our lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. So same thing, we're still expecting a continuation all the way to the downside. All the way to the downside. Let's have this trend line here. And this trend line here. Right. So this trend line as well can actually be a channel that one can be guided with as we are going down. So if you check now on the daily, we are still doing the same thing. We're still going down. We are still in a bearish market. We are still in a bearish market on gold. We are still in a bearish market on gold. Right. So as you can see, this is the daily. Daily, we have our resistance, our support that was blocked, which is now our resistance. So as I was saying, now we can maybe push to this zone before maybe coming back to retest this level and continuing all the way down. That is what I'm seeing on gold. Going down further, we're simply going down to confirm what we are seeing on these higher time frames. So as you can see, this is the 4 hour. 4 hour, we broke this area here. We broke the support as well here, which was something like a range. If you remember last time, gold was moving something like a range. This was a range. After the break of the range, remember what we said. This was a range. As you can see, as much as it was not, it was a range, as you can see. We're going down, then we range. We range. After that, we broke the range. Right now, we can come back and retest this range before going down. So since we're in a downtrend, the best entries that you can ever take are sells. So meaning we're expecting to sell gold around the retest of the range, which is there. That is where we're looking forward for our gold sales around this area here on the retest of the range. That's where we're expecting sales for gold. Once we sell all the way to the trend line, maybe that's when we can pull back and come all the way up before going down. There we go. So if everyone wants to maybe scalp trade some buys, you can actually scalp trade buys using this trend line here. Right, this trend line can guide you for some scalp buys, whereby after we break there, something like this, before we come down. Can you see what I'm saying? So if ever we come and break this trend line, someone can decide to scalp some buys there to this level. Then we start selling. So just in case this market does not break here and go and retest the level we're expecting, you can have a scenario like this. If you come there, then we come down. What you can do is you can mark the previous level of support, whereby you can mark this level here and also this level here. You can sell after the break of these levels here. The break of this level, you can actually sell just in case it doesn't go all the way here. So it's almost like the same scenario that we are having on US30. Almost like the same scenario that we are simply expecting on US30. So once you come here, break here, we can sell. Then the break here as well, we can sell up until we get to the trend line. There, that's where maybe we can start to look for some buys to the upside. For gold, that is it for gold. Any questions on gold? Any questions on gold? Anyone with a question?
I'm okay with gold, but I'm just focusing on my favorite.
Okay.
Because I just see yesterday we are approaching to the support.
Yeah, we reached the target. We reached the target. It was the support here. Then if you check after reaching the target, that's when the market boom went all the way up. So now maybe it can come and respect this trend line here. I have this trend line at the top here. Right? So
yes,
it can maybe decide to come and do that before coming down, which is around this lower level here. So that's where maybe we can expect some sell continuations either here or on this lower high. This lower high as well, because so long this lower high is not broken, we are simply going to continue. The market structure is still continuing in our favor. Let's see our Fibonacci, what it's saying. So according to Fibonacci, right now we're on the 61.8 Fibonacci, which to me it's a very golden zone. It's a golden zone. It's a golden zone, that one. 61.8 to me it's a golden zone, because most of the times I've seen the market respecting that one. Once it gets there, it respects that one and just going like. So just in case now, But I think we can simply wait for the trend line. I think it can still push further to the 78.6 there. Let's simply wait for that, because there the trend line, at least we have more confluences there on the trend line. We have this trend line, we have the moving average, we also have the 78.6 level there. So as I was saying, either you're going to enter on the trend line here, or if it comes to the lower high, the lower high is this area here. Once it comes to this lower high and fails to break this lower high, we are still in a downtrend.
Wow.
So that is it. We're expecting sales on the trend line or on the lower high, around those two levels. That's where we're expecting our sales. Which one is our next target now? Is this trend line? Remember the trend line that we drew on the daily? Do you remember it?
Yes.
Yes, it's still our target. It hasn't been reached.
Yes.
It hasn't been reached, so it's still a target to us. So that's what we are looking at on the VIX, around the trend line or around the lower high. We are anticipating sales. Those sales, we're anticipating them to come and break 0% or all the way to the negative 100%, which happens to be exactly on our major trend line on the daily. And remember what I said about that trend line on the daily. Once we get here, we anticipate serious bullish momentum to the upside, because it's a major trend line. Remember, it's a major trend line on the daily. So once we get here, I think we spoke about that. It's also a third touch on a daily time frame. So around that area, I'm expecting some serious bullish movement to the upside. Serious bullish movement to the upside from this zone here. I hope it's clear. Any questions on the VIX?
Yes, sir.
Anyone with a question on VIX 75?
So my question is, this reaching the trend line on a daily time frame, when there's a lot of pressure from buyers. Is it